Hello YouTube subscribers and people that have liked my channel. I really appreciate what you've done, thank you very much. Today I'm here to show you what a bearing spacer does inside your wheel on your longboard. A bearing spacer can be aluminium, steel or any type of metal. It's like a bushing for your bearings, like a washer, a very thick washer, about 10mm. They range between 8 and 10mm. My specific ones on my pintail deck are 10mm because I've got wider wheels. But yeah, I'm just going to show you what they do and how they support the bearing. So I'll just take it apart and show you. Right, so I've now just disassembled the longboard wheel from my truck. As you can see, this is the wheel with the bearings. There's the other one. Two bearings here. Right, the bearing spacer is this little thing here. If you can see this. If you imagine you have a wheel, and then you have the bearing, like this, then you have another bearing, like this. This little spacer, hang on, this spacer sits inside, like that. All it does is when you tighten the wheel down, like this, you tighten the wheel, it stops the bearing compressing against the wheel hub, so it stops moving, and then the angle of the bearings doesn't move like this. They don't move like that. So it stops your wheel from, stops the inside of your wheel from damaging. Also, it provides the bearing to be a lot more freer than it usually is, which makes the wheel spin faster. So for you downhill longboarders and cruisers, it will mean you can roll longer or go a lot quicker. Right, I'm just going to reassemble the wheel now so you can see what I'm doing. Right, we have a bearing, spacer, and one ring, and I've already got another ring on the truck. This is the nut to go onto the axle. Right, outside of the wheel would be the side with all your details or logo or whatever company you've bought. So always put the bearing on that side first, because that's the one you want to put on. Push the bearing in like that, doesn't fall out. Right, spacer. Try and just get the spacer in the wheel pretty much around the ring of this bearing like that. You can see that, just put it in like that. And then other bearing on top, push it in, it should go down. Then once you apply it to the truck, when you apply it to the truck, it might take a bit of give on it, but you just got to wiggle it around a little, he says, on like that. Sometimes, as I've done, it all falls out, but that's okay because you've already got the bearing on the inside. Just shove the spacer in, bearing over the top, onto the axle, clip in, tight. Always remember the speed ring, because if you don't put that on, your trucks and your bearings will get damaged by just tightening the nut straight on. Get the nut, wrench if you've got one, a lot easier. Tighten the nut as much as you can with your fingers. And then this to finish it off. Also, with the spacer inside, which is what this video is on, you just have to check the movement of the wheel if there's no space, because you don't want to over tighten it because of the truck, because there's no spacer inside. But with the spacer inside, you can just tighten it until it's solid and it will still spin. Lots of people have been asking me what sort of bearings I'd use. It doesn't matter what bearings or lubricant or, well, lubricant matters. The bearings, it doesn't matter. You can choose any type of bearing you want. The only way it's going to spin faster is if you have a spacer in between, you lubricate them well, you clean them well with cleaning kits. Bones Reds, they make a good cleaning kit. Oost, however you want to pronounce it, they made a really, really good speed cream. Well, it's not really a speed cream, it's sort of a lubricant. It's really fine liquid. If you decide to go for anything like 3-in-1 oil or WD-40 or anything like that, it will just rust away the bearings, because your bearings are made for small wheels like that. Small bearings. If you put 3-in-1 oil on it, I've got this as a demo, it does not spin at all. My finger, I have to do that to make it keep going. The bearings are useless. You want as fine speed cream as you can get. Speed cream or speed liquid from Bones or your local skate shop or wherever you can get it from. Just stay away from the big gloopy 3-in-1 oil and WD-40, stuff like that. Also, what I'd recommend, I've been asked by a few people about the spacers. Do you need them, do you not? Definitely need them to make it go quicker. Also, speed rings which sit inside on the outside of your bearing. So when you assemble your bearing like this, bearings like that, hang on. When you assemble your bearings like this with the speeder, with the spacer inside, the speed rings sit on top of the bearings. This allows it to be free from the nut once you've done the nut. Up. So I'd recommend getting some speed rings, not standard washers because they will just not work. Speed rings have a little lump on the inside of them, so you'll be able to use them more efficiently and you'll go a lot quicker. So yeah. Just overall, thanks for watching. If you do watch, please like, subscribe and comment. For any future videos you can always ask, just subscribe on my channel or whatever you want to do. I've got videos coming up on trucks and nipples you can use, types of trucks, how to unbend trucks, decks, how to paint your deck like I've done. This deck I've got here was a very old deck, but I've sort of got it back to life a bit. How to clean rust off wheels and many other things. But if you ever have a chance to get bearing spacers and you don't have any, definitely get bearing spacers and the speed rings. Also, just one other thing, make sure you if you go out longboarding in the dust and the bad weather and stuff, make sure you always take your wheels apart and clean them just with a rag or cloth, because if you don't, there's going to be a lot of dirt inside and it just make it very bad. Like these ones, these are just not been cleaned, these are for demonstration, but do not spin at all. No care on these at all. But I got this board for like $5, so it's all good. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment. Cheers guys.